Let me just briefly explain some of the background which is related to the NGO that I do represent. I come from Kosovo, Kosovo Agency for Advocacy and Development. It's a local NGO which works a lot with Roma Ashkali Egyptian community. As a matter of fact, I very welcome the presentation of U.S. delegation here that they were sponsoring the lead-contaminated camp closure and relocation. It brings us to the fact that Kosovo CAD, the NGO that I do represent, was closely involved in that process. In this very same regard, let me just point out some of the views of the civil society organization, Roma, Ashkali and Egyptian organization, which are caught under the umbrella of Kosovo Roma Ashkali Egyptian Forum. There's an umbrella organization which works extensively, precisely on these 4 topics that are in view, or let's say that are the goals, practical goals of the decade. We do welcome very much the practices, the good practices and the experience of the member states that do have the problems that they face, and all those lessons learned that could be adopted in a very positive manner, in practical manner, implemented and translated into the programs that are currently present in Kosovo, or why not see how best we could unite the efforts of the donor community in relation to addressing the gaps between the societies in this sense. Very briefly, the civil society organizations belonging to Roma community were extensively engaged in development of Kosovo's strategy for integration of Roma community. We did participate a lot in developing the action plans. Those documents were government documents which were adopted at the end of year 2009 here, and I do welcome the initiative of the government, Kosovo government, to which they presented the application to the decade presidency looking for their membership. Without getting in depth and politicizing the whole spectrum of acceptance or not acceptance, reluctance to have Kosovo being part of decade, I just want to point out a goodwill and the legacy that we have behind, meaning that Kosovo civil society Roma organization wants to be part of the decade. So this is why I'm here. This is why I am supposed to get in touch with most of the member states, because I believe that we do share common problems. Kosovo Roma, by fact or by nature, are transcontinental, transnational community, being the largest minority in Europe. And I don't believe, very briefly, I would say a piece of thought of mine, I don't believe that the political misunderstandings between member states could be part of which could impede the development, or let's say addressing the discrimination issues of Roma community. Thank you very much.